Halftime of the Big 10 championship between Iowa, the number 2 seed, and Ohio State, the number 4 seed. It has been all Iowa. They lead 61-24. Caitlin Clark alone has 23 points. It was an unbelievable display in the first half. Pam Ward along with Stephanie White. Christy Winter-Scott is with us as well. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a clinic by Iowa on both ends of the floor, and of course it's spearheaded by Caitlin Clark. She was absolutely terrific in the first half, nearly a double-double, 23 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, so she is certainly on triple-double watch. But she just does it in so many ways. She creates space for herself, she gets to the rim, she finds ways to get to the foul line, she sees her open teammates and deliver passes on the money, making everybody around her better. I mean, Pam, this was truly textbook offensive execution by the Hawkeyes.
And Lisa Bluter had something to say to her team at the half.
All right, 1-0, but you guys, we're so close to that finish line. We are so close to that finish line. All right, we've dreamed about it. You know it's here. You've seen it. Let's go take it. You're worth it. Let's go take it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Iowa going for its second straight Big Ten championship, and she said it at the end of shoot-around this morning. Don't be afraid of the space between your dream and reality, and the space between dream and reality right now is maybe a couple of millimeters with this huge lead. Now, Ohio State did come back yesterday against top seed Indiana, down 24, making shots and putting the press on. But they didn't make a lot of shots in the first half, and Iowa, even when and Coach Bluter told that to Christy Winter-Scott right before they went to the locker room, that they did handle the press pretty well, but in that first half, Ohio State only shot 25%.
Took a lot of long jump shots, quick in the shot clock, not a lot of ball reversals. I like the first play they came out with, getting Cody McMahon getting downhill. I think Ohio State has to certainly do more of that. But the Buckeyes also have to be smart on defense. You can't take chances. They have a lot of players in foul trouble. Taylor Mikesell picked up her third. Taylor Theory has 3. Heaven Bristow has 3. Everyone else 2. So they've got to be a little smarter on the defensive end.
Ohio State taking out top seed Indiana yesterday. Chance for a 3-point play for Cody McMahon, so that seemed to be part of the message. Stop taking the jump shots and get it Cody.
Inside. No question about it. No, Cody McMahon is so strong and does a good job of posting for position right here. Gets into her defender and Kate Martin and draws the contact.
Cody McMahon, freshman of the year in the Big Ten, has such a wonderful future ahead of her. Now they can set up the press. Kate Martin easily catches the pass from Clark.
And I like that adjustment by Iowa, having Caitlin Clark take the ball out of bounds. She uses the baseline, makes good decisions.
Casey Sheldon getting the start here in the second half after coming off the bench to begin the game. Good pass inside. Ohio State drawing some fouls here.
This is an Ohio State lineup that went small coming out of the halftime. Only 5 guards on the floor, getting into the 2-man. Good patience by Taylor Theory, waiting for Kate Martin to go by.
2 quick fouls on Martin. She has 3 total now and sits down in favor of a falter. Theory does get the 3-point play. Ohio State down 24 to Indiana yesterday. Largest comeback in the history of the Big Ten tournament, as they were able to come back and win that game. So the only team in D1 to do that from 20 down. But this is a much larger deficit. Good double on Sonano, who had her way inside in the first half.
I caught up with Kevin Guff walking in from halftime, and he said, hey, we've got to go with a smaller lineup. We want to pick up the tempo. We want to attack the rim and get downhill. You saw Cody McMahon go right to work inside. They've scored all of their points so far in the second half of the paint.
Shifting what we saw in the first half. Novak able somehow to regather and score right before the shot clock went off. That's McKenna's first points of the game. Averages in double figures. Ohio State throws it away. Warnock does have another year of eligibility left, but she's not coming back. She's going to go to dental school.
Dental school, yes. Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall have both said they are going to come back for that 5th year. Mismatch inside. See if they can take advantage of it.
Yeah, you saw that all the way, right?
I mean, and Ricky Harris doing the best job she can to stay active, but you still can't foul down there.
Harris at 5'10", Sonano at 6'3", and just a master of the low block. And Ricky Harris has now joined the 3-foul club on Ohio State today.
It is a club, isn't it?
And not one you want to be in. Harris, Theory, and Mikesell all with 3 for the Bucks. Warnock, Will short. McMahon, Harris, Warnock messed that up. But Kate might throw it in from there. Sonano, but she's called for her first foul.
And Lisa Bluter talked to us at shoot-around today about different ways to get Monica Sonano the ball. She's continuing to try to post for the lob, and there she just uses that forearm to push down on Cody McMahon. But there are opportunities when somebody is fronting you to skip and seal, to get the high-low. You don't have to necessarily always settle for the lob on one side of the floor. The other thing, they can put her in the 2-man. Cody McMahon is a perimeter defender. She's not used to playing in the 2-man game as a post defender. So how does Ohio State, how would they handle that if you put Clark and Sonano in the 2-man?
And that was one of the concerns for Kevin McGuff, was the post defense. Mikesell can heat it up. Gets down, gets that 3 down. And by the way, that last foul was not on Caitlin Clark, but was on Sonano. She sits down with 2 fouls, and Anna Stolke, who had 4 points in the first half, comes in for her. Clark kept her dribble alive. Sheldon fouled her.
A good skip right here by J.C. Sheldon, finding Taylor Mikesell. She didn't need a lot of time or space either.
Mikesell, a terrific 3-point shooter. Over 2,000 career points, top 10 in threes at Ohio State, even though she's only been there a couple of years. Clark with the one-handed scoop rolls off the rim. Harris. Warnock has been terrific on the boards. Iowa plus 12 with rebounding in this game, and Caitlin Clark knocks down yet another 3.
You cannot be sitting inside the 3-point line when Caitlin Clark is bringing the ball down the floor. Every highlight you see across the country is the logo 3. You got to get up there and put some pressure on her.
Stolke, no call after she got bumped by McMahon. And the logo here at the Big 10 championship at the Target Center is not that big. So if you're hitting near the logo here, that's a really long shot.
Well, Kevin McGuff talked to us about it before the game. He said, we can't be sitting inside the 3-point line waiting on Caitlin Clark to come to us. She's not going to. Every scouting report talks about picking up Caitlin Clark before she crosses half court. And the Buckeyes, everybody inside the 3-point line. Taylor Theory, fortunate she didn't get called for a foul right there. But Caitlin Clark says, are you going to guard me?
And if not,
I'm going to put it through the bottom of the net.
The range is just unbelievable. It's like maybe they need a 4-point line for her. That one off the mark. Commissioners look at each other, and it stays with Iowa.
Caitlin Clark takes those logo threes, and Lisa Bluter was joking at shoot-around today saying, hey, if we have this crazy shot going up, and Clark was like, I don't know who would do that. But I think there's a lot of trust between Clark and Bluter in terms of the choices that she makes when she takes those shots. It's high risk, high reward with everything Caitlin Clark does, but there's been a lot of reward this year for the Super Junior.
Yeah, there really has, and you know, Lisa Bluter doesn't like a lot of the quick e-shots, but you can certainly tell when Caitlin Clark has a heat check kind of moment.
Warnock picked up her second foul on the last trip, and Coach Bluter has also told us that she can tell that when there are times when she knows that Caitlin has that look in her eye, and she knows that she's going to go ahead and shoot it.
And there are some of those that you just have to live with your Lisa Bluter, but you can also talk to Caitlin Clark about certain timing of those situations as Sydney Falter continues to give this team a lift.
Caitlin Clark's percentages are really good. 47% overall, 38% from three. A high volume shooter at times, but she's also a high volume maker of shots.
And assister.
And assisting, right.
You know, certainly she's probably the most electric player in the game right now. You know, the way that she can score in bunches, the way that she finds her teammates. I mean, she's just a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, we certainly saw that in the first half, and she's going to get a little extended break. We're sitting on an official's timeout coming up, and Caitlin sits down.
And Pam, you look at her numbers, and nearly 27 points, over 8 assists, over 7 rebounds. You know, shooting at those high percentages that you talked about. I mean, she is certainly, to me, the front runner for National Player of the Year.
I think she is, and you know, there's other great players out there. The reigning Player of the Year, and Aaliyah Boston, but I don't think there's any doubt that Caitlin's the most valuable player in the country. All that she does for this team, and the versatility that she brings.
The consistency, the efficiency.
Stalky, great hustle to keep it alive. A falter. Couldn't do much with it. So right now, just two starters on the floor for Coach Bluter. Iowa up 70 to 37 in the Big 10 championship game.
Caitlin Clark, you gotta guard her from the logo. Don't back up. Knocks it down. And guys, who does she remind us of? Because I can't think of a single women's basketball player that she reminds me of unless you combine multiple ones. The only one I can compare her to is Steph Curry and what she does in this game. I mean, the logo threes, the ability to come down in transition, to get to the rim, finish with contact, the flashy passes, playing in transition. I mean, all of these things. And, you know, I have racked my brain trying to think about a women's basketball player, and the only thing I could come up with was the combination of Taurasi and Sue Bird. But she is much like Steph Curry.
That was tonight's Worth a Watch, brought to you by Principal. And yes, we all want to be like Caitlin, and certainly Caitlin Clark worth a watch most days, certainly today, with those numbers.
Luka Garza in the house, supporting the Hawks.
I'm impressed with what he's been seeing. Clark back in the game. Following the timeout, got a couple of minutes rest. Mikesell, see, they can do this though. They can shoot their way back into a game. They had been down by as many as 37. Now it's 28. Came back from 24 yesterday against Indiana. Another turnover. Clark stuck her hand in, and Caitlin gets called for the foul. Her first. Cody McMahon in the first half with 7 points. She's got 9 here in the third quarter.
Luka Garza, he is a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA. They played at Sacramento last night. He just landed about an hour and a half ago and said, I had to rush over to the arena because I wanted to see my Hawkeyes play, and I asked him, what is it like to have it feel like Carver North here? And he said it's amazing. To see a player like Caitlin Clark, who has sustained her efficiency over the course of time, has been amazing. He said he was in between Megan Donaldson as player of the year on the women's team and Caitlin Clark, and he said he's taken so much from both of them in terms of their dogged work ethic.
Luka Garza is one of those that has that dogged work ethic as well. I mean, he was a tremendous player at Iowa. Continues his career in the NBA. Well, certainly was a load on the interior for the Hawkeyes.
Ricky Harris just picked up her 4th personal foul for Ohio State. Now on the bench. She has not scored in this game. And the 38th year Champ Week continues on the networks of ESPN. Coming up tomorrow, West Coast Conference semis, BYU St. Mary's on ESPN, then San Francisco Gonzaga on ESPN2, both available on the ESPN app. Mikesell, just a little bit too strong. There's a rebound for Clark. Her first of the second half. Molly Davis with a great catch on the Clark pass. And now Clark officially has a double-double, her 10th assist, to go along with 26 points. Theory patiently waited and then got fouled.
I mean, this pass is delivered on the money. Molly Davis stretches out to get it, is able to corral it and finish. I mean, what a tough play by Molly Davis. Caitlin Clark saying, get back into play.
Yeah,
we need
go.
John D.
Yeah, Davis listed at 5'7", transferred from Central Michigan. So the all-MAC team there. Gabby Marshall! Her second three in as many attempts. So she's now made 26 of her last 43 from distance. Triple-double watch is on for Caitlin Clark, but Gabby Marshall just as hot from outside. The Hawks are rolling.
This is what you play for. This is what you dream of. 2 words, March Madness.
Countdown is on for the NCAA tournament. And on the women's side, we've had some tickets punched already. We're going to have one done here. Tennessee Tech is won the Ohio Valley, Chattanooga, the SoCon, St. Louis in, South Carolina again in the SEC. Congratulations to Kenny Brooks and the Virginia Tech Hokies winning their first ACC championship.
Yeah, what an outstanding job he's done all season long. He talked to us about Liz Kitley coming on campus and changing the culture of that program. Made it cool to be a Hokie, but Georgia Amore, terrific tournament, most outstanding player.
25 today for Georgia Amore. And right here, Iowa with this commanding lead. And in the tournament history of the Big Ten, the largest margin of victory in a championship game happened a couple of years ago when Maryland beat Iowa. Iowa came back to beat Indiana in the championship game last year. But in this third quarter, Ohio State actually is outscoring the Hawkeyes, and they've done a lot of damage, a lot of three-point play opportunities.
Well, they've done a really good job of starting to attack the rim. In the first half, they settled for a lot of long-range, quick shots, jumpers that were contested, and they have made it a pointed effort to get 2 feet in the paint and score at the rim.
Taylor Fury in there with 3 personal fouls, hits the three-point play, and Kevin McGuff started the smaller lineup in the second half for that reason, wanted to attack the rim more. Some quickness in. Caitlin Clark picked up her second foul on that last play. Fourth time in the last 5 years that Iowa's played in the championship game of the Big Ten. Marshall trying to lob it in to Sonano, but McMahon was there. Marshall and tipped it away. Held ball, possession arrow with Ohio State.
I love to see anybody get on the floor after a loose ball, but when you see a big get on the floor after a loose ball, that makes every highlight tape.
And that was Monica Sonano playing in her last collegiate season. Four-time first-team All Big Ten performer. Theory looked inside. Now they get it back to her. Mikesell with the floater draws a foul.
I mean, both teams are just hacking each other, and not smart fouls. You know, play good defense, disciplined defense, contest shots, but fouling jump shooters, and fouling because you're late in rotation.
And that's a third foul on Sonano, so Stuelke comes in. Hannah's playing with 2 fouls herself. Sonano sitting down with 18 points, just 1 point here in the third quarter. Sunday we'll have the exclusive live announcement of the 68-team NCAA Women's Championship field, breaking down every team and every matchup in each region, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app, and a bonus hour of coverage on ESPNU. That's a week from tonight. Second straight year, 68 teams have been in the field. First year that there will be only 2 regional sites. Seattle and Greenville. Kate Martin. 12th assist for Clark. Still 3 rebounds away from what would be her 4th triple-double of the year and her 2nd against Ohio State. Emma Shoemate with the bucket. Then Caitlin Clark attacks the rim.
Well, Caitlin Clark sees she has an advantage in transition. Nobody in front, nobody in the lane. Taylor Mikesell is late, and Caitlin Clark gets the finish.
It's now the 4th on Mikesell.
And that's one where you let her go. You don't need to get that 4th foul right there.
She might have been fouled by Shoemate before she even got into the lane, but Mikesell's so valuable, their best outside shooter, their leading scorer on the season. Mikesell decides for the long-range 3. She's got 8 points in this quarter. Ohio State with 30 points in the third. They only had 26 points in the entire first half. Or 24 points, excuse me, a season low. Also had 24 in the first half of the loss to Maryland in College Park earlier this year. Martin hit one from there a moment ago. Now floats it up and in right before the buzzer went off.
Kate Martin was calling for that ball the whole time Caitlin Clark was driving it. The pass looked like it was deflected, but Kate Martin able to pick it up and finish it with the floater.
Last made basket is under review.